Welcome back. We'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website. That's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to see us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We'd also like to encourage you to use the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, just tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. To politics, and the Kogi governorship election petition has dismissed Mr. James Faleke's petition challenging the election of Mr. Yahaya Bello as the governor of Kogi State. The tribunal dismissed his petition on the grounds that the APC is legally empowered to nominate and sponsor a candidate, and having not been sponsored by the party, he lacks the locus standi to challenge the sponsorship of Mr. Bello. The tribunal rules that Mr. Faleke was not duly elected as the deputy governor in that election and can therefore not ask the tribunal to declare him as winner of the said election. It further ruled that Mr. James Faleke lacks the locus standi to challenge the substitution of late Mr. Audu Abubakar, having not participated in the APC primaries that produced Mr. Abubakar. The tribunal also further holds that the Constitution does not recognize independent candidates, as political parties are the ones vested with the power to nominate and sponsor a candidate for any election. It adds that the APC is legally right to substitute its candidate due to force majeure. The tribunal holds that there is valid material before it confirming the sponsorship of Mr. Yahaya Bello, and that having contested the primaries against Prince Audu, he is the best person to step into the shoes of the late Mr. Audu. And now, the former Undersecretary to the United Nations and Chancellor of the Kwara State University, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to take steps to overcome poverty by growing the economy to create jobs, with attention to manufacturing and agriculture for the change mantra to be meaningful. He made the call in Ilorin during his address at the 4th convocation ceremony of the Kwara State University. He also calls on Nigerians to have a positive attitude towards the present administration.
The administration was elected on the promise of an agenda for change in our country. An agenda of change, if it is to be sustainable, cannot, however, depend on one person alone. It must involve a collective endeavor to open a new chapter in our national life, which will represent both a clean break with the past and all the negative things that the past, and opening for a new gateway into a brighter future. To this end, a wholesale attitudinal change combined with new codes of leadership and followership needs to be embraced across different segments of society. In the last 17 years since the emergence of the Fourth Republic, Nigeria has survived to build their country into Africa's and one of the world's biggest democracies. However, there has been a deficit of delivery, which in popular parlance is referred to as the absence of democratic dividend or limited democratic dividend. In the pursuit of the contemporary agenda of change, close attention will need to be paid to the measures and steps that will need to be taken to overcome grinding poverty and want among Nigerians, narrow the growing inequality that is increasingly defining the nation's landscape, invest in public provisioning of acceptable and quality education and health services, build an integrated social policy that feeds back into economic development, grow the national economy to generate jobs for a teeming population of young Nigerians.
Mr. Ibrahim Gambari, former Undersecretary to the United Nations. To the southeastern part of the country, the Imo State government has begun the expansion and rehabilitation of the Olu Road within Owerri, the Imo State capital. The state governor, Mr. Rocha Sokorocha, says the plan is to make the road a 6-lane multi-carriageway, which is part of the initiative of the state government. He said in order for this to happen, the government will have to demolish illegal structure, which has not been in the Owerri master plan.
So this urban rural program is helping us address the issues of shanties and making sure that the buildings are in their right places, and avoiding people who build along the road or the setbacks, road setback. So what we're saying here is that we want to make this low road 6 lanes rather than 4 lanes, and that will help to take traffic, because as the city grows, we have more traffic challenges. This is a major project we're embarking on now, and this will go around the entire state, the entire city. I want to appeal to my brothers and sisters, my people, to show cause of understanding. We have made provisions to relocate people who have shops along the road, and we want to make sure they are comfortable. And that we have done. So we have built so many shops now in the Leaf Market and some other places. So I want to appeal to them that as we get these structures opened up, we shall locate them to a proper place.
Mr. Rochester Okorocha, Governor, Imo State. Now to another road issue. Commuters and residents are crying out to the government for urgent solutions to the persistent gridlock along the Indoro-Oboro Road in the Umuahia-Ikot-Ekpene, along the Umuahia-Ikot-Ekpene Road. The road, which is an economic gateway, is said to be in a state of disrepair, affecting the community, whose goods may lose its monetary value if they continue to stay on the roads or by the roads instead of the intended markets. Meanwhile, allegations of mismanagement have been leveled against the Federal Road Maintenance Agency in charge of doing its job for the failed portions of federal roads, whose response, they say, points to funding.
A valiant attempt by the driver of this heavy-duty vehicle to make it across, but the road is not letting anyone pass through without a struggle. Trailer after trailer, the same attempt, the same result. Leaving all who ply this highly commercial road in Ndoro, in Ikwano local government area, along Umuahia-Ikot-Ekpene Road, South region, in anguish.
For more than 1 week, people are here, suffering in agony. Let government do something. I believe that when government hear our voice, see all this in where we are passing through, I know we are the poor one, but let government help us in that way, because without this truck carrying cement, all this fuel, all some goods, the Calabar people will not get any goods. From here to Port, from here to Onitsha, from here to everywhere.
You don't go oil. The road na 3 days is there for this place. It's a pack up. No road, no anything. The pure water might sell 20 naira for this place. Only like that.
The ripple effect from this is the gridlock that stretches for hours, leaving only motorcycle operators to make the most of the opportunity. This resident alleges that the authority in charge of road maintenance has been milking the situation and using the roads to illegally enrich themselves.
This road from here to Umudike to Umuahia, FEMA have been repairing it. If they repair it today, before 2 days, it will go up. The FEMA that are coming with cattle, with used oil, we don't want them again. If government is sending FEMA to come and repair, let them use the original FEMA. That was what I said before.
Commenting on the road, the spokesperson for the Federal Road Maintenance Agency says proper funding will result in quality roads.
In this year's budget, the allocation for that road from the capital allocation for FEMA has come out. So we have an amount of money that has been allocated for that road in the capital budget. So we are hoping that, though the money cannot take care of the entire stretch, we are looking at the critical sections from kilometer 13 to 19 to see what we can do to fix the area.
Infrastructure is key to national development, and for as long as this and many other roads like it remain in this state, development, like this truck, is going nowhere.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, the Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano, speaks on the values that youth groups like the Boy Scouts and Girls Guides of Nigeria represent to the state. Don't go away.